Just joining me, my name is Heidi and I'm with ABC Jesus Loves Me. What we're going to talk about today are the number posters that you can find on the website. They are used specifically in the 3-year curriculum, but they could be used in any of the curriculum. Peanut and I are using the 4 and almost the 5-year curriculum, and we still use them. They are found in the 3-year workbook, or they are also found, which you can purchase, or they are also found in the 3-year lesson plans online, and you can print them as well from the supportive materials. So let's just jump right in. If you have questions, be sure to let me know what those are. Okay, here is an example number poster, and all you see is just the number, and then it's hollow in the middle for you to do different activities. In this one in particular, Peanut used stickers, 20 stickers, and filled the number 20. And this is just one of the many ways that we are going to talk about today. But let's just talk about the stickers. This is one that's really fun. The kids love to use stickers. And so his rules were he had to put 20 stickers on the number 20, and then also he had to keep the stickers inside the number. He could not go anywhere. And the reason why I do that is because we're working on learning the formation of the number 2 and the number 0. And if you have the child stick the stickers anywhere on the poster, then they're just working on counting. When you have to keep the stickers inside the number 2 and inside the number 0, then you're forcing them to also look at the formation as well. So on this one, he did the number 20 and put 20 stickers. A couple questions that I ask when he does this is, how many more stickers do you have? Now, when your numbers are 10 and under, excuse me, it's really easy to use your fingers and say, you have you need 10 stickers, you have 5 stickers, how many more do you need? And then the child can count your fingers. And if it's with younger children, if they don't know right off, I always have him touch my finger so he gets used to figuring out how many are left. So now we've added how many stickers, which we're counting from 0 to the number. We're also working on subtraction. But the child doesn't even know it's subtraction, which is so cool. So in this case, let's say it's the number 10, and you say you're doing the number 10. And you have 3 stickers. So, and I will literally have him put down my fingers so that he can count, and he realizes he is removing those numbers, and then for him to count how many are left. And then he'll put a few more stickers and he'll forget again. But that's okay, because we're going to do subtraction again. So again, 10 stickers, and then I will say, how many do you have? And he'll say 7. And I'll say, put down the fingers. So he'll put down all 5, and then he'll put this one down, and he'll put this one down, and I'll say, how many are left? 3, and he'll go ahead and finish. When he is counting the stickers, and especially with the younger kids, it is so vital that you teach them to point and count at the same time. And I'm glad these steps are helpful for you. That's awesome. So when they're pointing, make sure that that each point receives a number. Even at almost 5, Peanut still jumps stickers. He'll be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he forgets, and he'll start skipping numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and suddenly he's losing the point of counting and pointing to each one. And yes, always make them do the counting and the pointing. For those kids who aren't ready for the one-to-one correlation, hold their hand as they point. I also try to use rhythm with it so that they get that rhythm of counting. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just a very strong beat. And that will also help them with that one-to-one correlation. Same way when you're playing a game like Sorry, you want to help them be able to move between those boxes and not skip any or add numbers. because we're working on higher numbers, and those teen numbers are brutal for these little kids. So one of the things that I do is I know he's going to skip 13. So we've counted our first 10 and we're moving over here, and he's going to go 12, and he's going to jump usually to 14. At that point, I'm going to start helping him count because I don't want him to practice incorrectly. That's pointless. So let's say there's 10 stickers here. I'm not really sure, but we're just going to guess that there's 10 stickers on the number 2. So this would be 11, 12, and he's still counting by himself. But right now, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to go 13, 14, 15, and really emphasize those ones so that then he's copying what I'm doing. Yes, the teen numbers are so confusing. And why 11 and 12 aren't teen numbers, I don't know, but I guess they didn't ask my opinion, did they? So that's one of the things that don't have them practice something that you know they're going to do wrong. You take over and have them join in with you on that process. So that is the stickers. And remember to go inside the numbers because then you're practicing the formation. Also remember to point and count continuously, and then to ask the question of how many more. And at the beginning, you're going to have to do a lot of help, and that is okay. Remember, we're introducing as the first part of learning. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying those tips, and thank you again for those hearts. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go on to the next one. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to pop in, and I will answer those just as soon as I can. This is the most basic on writing the letters. And I chose the number 23. And on each one of the curriculum, we have sayings for the letters and the numbers. On 2, and I did not come up with the number sayings. Whoever did, they were very genius. But the number 2 saying is around and back on the railroad track. And you can see on the number 2 that I drew the railroad track at the bottom. You can also see on the number 2 that I added the green dot and I added the red dot. Green means go, red means stop. And so you train the child from the very beginning to put their pencil or crayon on the green dot. They stay in the line, never hitting that, or in the white space, never hitting that black line. And then along the track and stop at the red. So, for example, if I was doing this with Peanut, I would say, put your pencil on the green dot. Go means, green means go, and he would follow, and I would say, around and back, and stay with him as he writes it. On the railroad track, stop, and then we would go the 2-2, which is the saying for the 2. On the 3, you see that I have drawn 2 trees because the saying for the 3 is around the tree, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3, and you want to continuously say that over and over and over as they are making these numbers. If you need to, if the child's forgetting to come into the middle, don't be afraid to put a yellow dot right there. That's not a problem at all. And that's part of the Learning to Write program that I have created for the ABC Jesus Loves Me curriculum. So this would be another way to use the number posters, is to add your green and red dots. And then if you want to do some of the drawing to make the correlation between the letter sayings. And thank you for that question. The letter sayings can be found on all of the curriculum. So on the 3 and the 4-year curriculum, and I believe I have it on the 5-year also. It will have that in the lesson plan. The other place that you can find that is if you go to the website and you go to the supportive ideas. This is going to become your lady's favorite page. Use it a lot. There's a wealth of information on this. So you go to supportive ideas, and right in the search line, you can type the word number and it will come up. The number rhymes are found on the number rhymes page, and you'll find each one of them. Also, they are not included. I did not write the rhymes on the posters, but they are included in the handwriting worksheets that are used in the 4-year curriculum. So they're right on those handwriting worksheets for when you're doing them. Okay, I had an example here of one that Peanut drew. And you can see that I have the number, or the green dot and the red dot on both the number 1 and the number 8. As he drew it, I said down. And then for the 8, make an S, do not wait, go back up and close that gate. So these are just, this is just one more way to use these number posters for whatever your child is needing to work on. Scissors are fun. He loves to cut, and so today I had him cut out the number 17. And once again, we are combining all of this learning and making it fun for him. And he doesn't even realize he's learning, which I really love that aspect of it. He cut out the number 1. His only rule was that he had to cut on the black. And you can see there are a few places that there's more black or less black, and that's not a problem. He's learning. I made the black extra thick on these number posters so that it would be easier for a child to be able to cut out the numbers. And then once he got it cut out, he glued it onto his choice of construction paper. And then the second step that we did was we used just a bottle of Elmer's glue, and he drew with glue on the numbers. So I helped him keep a steady flow of glue, but he was the one who formed the numbers with the glue. And then we took just a bottle of glitter, sprinkled it on, and shook it around, and then just folded the paper, put it right back over the glitter container, and anything that didn't stick can be used next time. So there's no waste that way. But kids love glitter, and this is just one more way that they are forming the letter with a bottle of glue. And these are really fun to look at too. He wanted to combine the glitter, which was absolutely fine. You pick your battles, right? And then the last way that I have to show you today is using the number posters as Play-Doh mats. And Play-Doh is a fantastic way to work those fine motor skills, because in order to squeeze that Play-Doh, the child has to use all these muscles, and those muscles are imperative for a child to be able to grasp a pencil and hold it. So here's a Play-Doh mat, or a number poster that we turned into a Play-Doh mat, and he had to take the Play-Doh and form it into the numbers. Again, his rule for this was it could not touch the black, and it could not go past the numbers. So the number 1 couldn't go above, and it couldn't go below. Just like when he's writing it, it has to stay in that box. And with the Play-Doh, I just gave him a glob of Play-Doh, and I said, I want you to make it. Now, we've done this before, so it wasn't new to him, but for a child who hasn't done it before, you're going to have to show them. When you take, a number 1's great because it's just a snake, and you take the Play-Doh in your hand. Homemade Play-Doh is my favorite. I have a link and a recipe on the blog. I highly encourage you to do homemade Play-Doh just because it's so much softer and it's a lot cheaper too. So you take the Play-Doh in your hand and just roll it back and forth. Again, another fine motor skill and control that the child is having to do. And then form it. Secondly, he had to work on length. He had to decide, is it too long? Not long enough. Do I need to roll it more? Do I need to scrunch it up a little bit to make it form onto the number 1, and then to keep it straight as well? So again, these are the Play-Doh mats that we've used to create the number 21. So what I've shown with you today is just 4 ways to use the ABC Jesus Loves Me number posters. There are a plethora of other ways, but these are ones that we are using ourselves, and I think you can immediately put them into what you are doing with school. And you're exactly right. The critical thinking that he had to use to decide, do I make it longer? Do I make it shorter? How much do I use? You're exactly correct. Thank you for sharing that. So I want to show you on the website again how you can find these items. If you're just joining me, my name is Heidi with ABC Jesus Loves Me, and I hope that you will chime in with your questions. I would be glad to answer those. And if you're wanting to find out how or where to find something on the website, please also pipe in. So again, I showed you on the website how to find the number rhymes. It's on the supportive ideas page, and all you got to do is just search for numbers. You can also filter and go down to numbers, letters and numbers, and be able to see them as well. Also, we talked today about cutting, and here is a page on using scissors. We talked about this in the last Periscope video as well. The biggest thing with scissors is don't let that child get this elbow up. Make sure you keep it down. Let me take a moment here and answer the questions about the homemade Play-Doh. We keep our homemade Play-Doh in a Cool Whip container, and it has lasted since a year and a half, and we don't keep it in the refrigerator. When I was growing up, my mom always kept it in the refrigerator. I don't and haven't had any issues with that. And yes, the recipe is on our Out of Sync Life. If you just type our Out of Sync Life recipe for Play-Doh in Google, it should pop right up. I also think I have the recipe on the website, on the ABC Jesus Loves Me website. If you go to supportive ideas and if you type in Play-Doh, it should come up there as well. It's under items to make. So that's both places that you can find that recipe. Second thing that I want to show you is the number posters. Again, I said those are on the lesson plans, but you can also find them under number posters on the supportive ideas and print those out. And then they are also found in the 3-year workbook. If you want to purchase them already printed, then 3-year workbook is where you're going to find those.